Alright everyone, welcome back to the Cologne Zone channel. Really appreciate you popping by. Today we're going to be doing a video on Perfume Parlour. Now you probably know from my video that I did previously, I absolutely love them. Today I've received my, I think 15 in total fragrances. So that's 12 13ml bottles, and if you spend over £75 you get 3 samples. You don't get to choose what they are, well you do, but there is a list of about 12 that you can pick from. Without further ado, let's get into the first one. So let's open this up. So we've got Cyber. Now I believe Cyber is meant to be Allure Édition Blanche, a fragrance I actually used to have and probably one of the quickest fragrances I rinse through. So I'm quite excited for that. Let's have a sniff. Right, yeah, immediately. Yeah, that's taken me back to about 2013, 2014. Oh God, what a smell. I'm gonna absolutely rinse through that in the summer. It's got this fresh lemon, maybe a bit of bergamot and lime in there as well. Really citrusy, but it's got this like vanilla element to it that really rounds it out. There's like quite a lot of vanilla in there. Really rounds this out and gives it that typical, I know everyone sort of calls it the lemon meringue pie fragrance, but it really does kind of have this gourmand quality to it. Oh, absolutely fantastic. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that one. Oh mate, that is taking me back. Good stuff. Okay, so we're going completely different here. We've got Confusion, which is Baraonda. I'll tell you what, that isn't what I'm expecting. Well, what I was expecting anyways. That is really interesting. It's definitely got that boozy note to it. It's definitely got this kind of whiskey, brandy, boozy note. But there is this element of, I want to say coconut. I do get this warm coconutty. The more I smell it, the more it's drying down. It does smell really almost like photorealistic, like a cup, like a glass of brandy, a glass of whiskey. Must admit, I'm not the biggest whiskey brandy drinker, but this definitely does give me that vibe. Really boozy. It says it's got rose in it. Can't pick that out. This is honestly smelling like a nice glass of whiskey. It's quite sweet as well. It's got musks in there. But yeah, it's just a really sweet, almost photorealistic boozy fragrance. Oh, and I really hope there is a few more cold days left in us, because I really want to wear this, give this a good old wearing. Oh, so far so good. Doing another 180 now, we're going to go for Italian Fruit, which is Mandarino di Amalfi by Tom Ford. So I got this sort of late February. I was thinking, do you know what? It's still cold enough for me to try the Baraondas and all the colder weather fragrances, but there is this whole maceration concept with when it comes to Perfume Parlour fragrances. They say put them in a fridge for a day, put them in a fridge for a few hours, put them in a dark place, leave them for a good few weeks, and it really brings them out. So I thought if I get a few spring, summer fragrances in there, by the time I actually use them, they'll be perfect. So Mandarino di Amalfi. Oh, that is a really nice, sharp. Obviously, Mandarinos are going to be orange. There's orange in there. I think there's some lemon in there as well. I don't think orange hat. Oh, that is a really nice orange actually. Or mandarin, should I say. That is lush. I'm definitely getting mandarin. I mean, it's called Mandarino di Amalfi. Of course you're going to get mandarin. Sharp citrus, like a really, once again, almost photorealistic lemon note at the top. It's really kind of sharp, just piercing through over the mandarin. Element of like some green notes in there. Very fruity. Some nice sweet musks. That is going to be a banger in summer, I can tell. As soon as the sun comes out, this is going to sing. Right, so the next one is Black Definite. This one is based off Valentino Uomo Noir Absolu. So I used to have the original Valentino Uomo, absolutely adored it. Recently got the intense version, absolutely love that, it takes me back. It smells very, very similar. This one is meant to stray away a little bit more from the kind of original DNA. Oh yeah, for sure. That is a lot deeper. It's got this sweet kind of vanilla coffee, but not like a coffee ground fragrance to me. It's got kind of like a sweet, almost like latte. It's definitely like a bit of like a milky coffee. Really deep, really nutty, deep and rich. I suppose the hazelnut really is playing a big part in this one. That is really warm. That is really nice. That is really good. Oh. It smells a little bit, and only a little bit, like Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo and Valentino Uomo mixed together, which honestly is as good as it sounds. I love both them fragrances. I'm really shocked I don't have Ferragamo Uomo. It's probably one of those fragrances where every time I go into a department store, go into a fragrance shop, I'm always spraying that one on, but I just haven't bought it. Same with Spice Bomb. Eventually I'll get there. But this is really good. It does have that Uomo DNA. You do get the iris, but it's definitely not as prominent as Intense. Definitely not as prominent as the original. The sort of chocolate, coffee, cinnamony, nutty vibes in this one definitely kick out a little bit more. This is really nice. Really warm, cozy scent. I think this would be what they call a cuddle scent, I suppose. Oh mate, that is gorgeous. Right, so we've gone Italian. Now let's go Astray. We've got Astray Fruit, which is Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. So this is a fragrance I've smelt a few times. Enjoyed every time I've smelt it. Really good. Oh. That is Battenberg. That is Cherry Bakewell. That is Battenberg. In my memory, I don't remember the Tom Ford one having this much cherry in it. It's definitely a lot more cherry coming out, which I like. I do get similarities to Ragba and 24 Gold. I used to have 24 Gold. Used to think it smelled like Jammy Dodgers, the biscuit. I don't know if you get them in the US, but I know you definitely do in the UK, and they're really popular. This does also have that vibe. Bit more on the cherry side, bit more on the Cherry Bakewell side. Tell you what, mate, you put those two fragrances together, you have a collection full of them. You got the biscuit aisle down. Oh, that is lush, really unisex. I could wear it, Mrs. could wear it. Mrs. won't wear it, more importantly, I will. Really good, one of the better cherry fragrances I've smelled. That is good stuff, I'm impressed. So, torn. Let's see if I'll be torn about this one. Yeah, let's not crack any more jokes. Right, okay, so this is Terre d'Hermès. Right, so I'm getting, I think, more green notes, more vetiver, basil, maybe. Obviously, I'm getting the orange. When I think of like orange fragrances, I think of Hermès. This is a bit more green. It's a tad bit soapy. But no, I mean, that, you could wear that, I think, any age. Really classy scent. Wear it in the summer, it'll be a banger. Could probably stretch for slightly colder months. Not too cold. If it's frosty, you probably wouldn't want to wear this. Right, so this one I'm really looking forward to. And it might only be because the bottle looks fantastic. But what will be, will be. This is Saintly S, which is Angel's Share. Now, I've actually been waiting for this to come out before I put my order in. So this held up the order by a good few weeks, just because I really wanted to smell it. Heard a few conflicting opinions about this one. A lot of people saying it's absolutely amazing. A lot of people saying it's really overrated, and if it wasn't in such a nice bottle, people wouldn't give a toss. Let's find out. Interesting. Do you know what the weirdest thing is? Of course it's boozy. It's got that praline accord in there as well, so it's going to be quite sweet. If I'm being completely honest, it just smells like a Killian. I think it's got a bit of pepper in it. I'm getting this slight pepperiness. With, of course, like the boozy notes. You get in the praline, a bit of the tonka. But I'm getting a bit of like this pepper around the sides, if that makes any sense. Like the main smell is up front and the pepper's sneaking round the flanks, if you will. Interesting. It's good. I like it. I don't think it's as good as I thought it was going to be. Then I've never actually really got on with the Killian apart from sliced apple, which is apple brandy from Perfume Parlour. Yeah, I mean, Back to Black didn't really like. Black Phantom I thought was decent. That one I think is good. I think it's better than those two. Something about apple brandy just really speaks to me. That is gorgeous. But no, this is really nice, really good. But I can see why people are disappointed. So the next one is Highlight 2, which is Platinum Egoist. Now, Platinum Egoist I had a very small decant of. Someone was nice enough to send me a little bit. Really enjoyed it. Never bought another bottle, but I remember it leaving a good impression. Yeah, she's definitely getting lemon at the top for sure. Bit of lavender. It's really quite lemony actually. I think it was more lemony than I remember it being. Well, this copy is more lemony than I remember the original being. This is what I had in my head of what a barbershop should be. I think it's really good. It's not too much. There's not like masses of clove in there. I know some of them can get quite spicy and can smell old manny. This one's definitely modern. Pretty sure Platinum Egoist came out like mid-90s, early mid-90s. This one still holds up. This is classy. This definitely stands a test of time, I think. I don't smell this and think, oh, this is outdated. Really fresh. Getting like some vetiver in there with the citrus, lavender, maybe some like rosemary in there, thyme or something like that. There's definitely a herbaceous quality to it. But no, I think this is really good. I wouldn't say freshy, because I think it's got more body to it than just a regular freshie. Really classy though. This is really good. I'd say this is top 5 office scents you can go for. Oh, really enjoying that. It's bringing back some nice memories. That's all I can really ask for. Right, so staying on the kind of fresh train, we've got Dry Grass, which is Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver. Right, so I really enjoy Grey Vetiver. I think out of all the fragrances I've tried from Tom Ford, it's probably my favourite. Funnily enough, and I'll probably do a video on this, I've just received a sample of the OG Grey Vetiver. So if you want a video of me comparing the two, and I do have a few that I have the originals of, we can do a shootout. I'm happy with that. And I've actually smelt the original today because I've got the sample. Right, now this one's definitely, it's in like a fairly similar ballpark to Platinum Egoist. But I don't think this one gets classed as a barbershop scent, but Platinum Egoist does. This one, I find Platinum Egoist is a lot more direct, a lot more sharp, a lot more, not in your face because it's not too much, but it's definitely more direct. And in the middle, this one, a little bit more rounded out, a little bit more warm. Some notes of wood in here, I think. Vetiver. There is citrus, but it's not as much, I think. Really good. I've sprayed on the original today and I've smelt that. And they've done a really good job. It kind of depends on how the performance is, but going off scent and scent memory, if someone sprayed that on my arm and said, oh, I've got Tom Ford Grey Vetiver, here's a little splash, I wouldn't not believe them. Oh, good stuff, really good stuff. It's got this real airy quality to it, I find, Grey Vetiver. It's not like an aquatic, it's got this aromatic freshness to it that I really enjoy. I think Platinum Egoist and Grey Vetiver, quite not too similar at all, realistically. Very much in the same ballpark. So versatile, so good. Really happy to have them in my collection. Now we've got Eminent Wood, which is Oud for Greatness by Initio. One that the bottle is just immense, isn't it? If you've seen the bottle, that is honestly, this and Angel Share, I would say, are up there, sort of top 10, kind of top 5 maybe bottles I've ever seen. But I think Angels share the juice inside. Really nice. Maybe doesn't quite match the bottle. Does this. Now this always gets compared to Baccarat Rouge 540. I do not like Baccarat Rouge 540. This does smell a little bit like Baccarat Rouge 540. It's definitely far enough away for me to enjoy it. I get this weird kind of fruity note, like a citrus in there. Neroli? It does smell a bit like neroli. Is it meant to have neroli? No, it's not, actually. So maybe patchouli. Yeah, I get patchouli. Saffron. Ah, yes. Yes. Yeah, so I think that's the saffron that I'm smelling. Because it doesn't smell too far from the, I think, 002 from Hudson's. There is a similarity in like a note, like there's something I can pick out between both of them. They don't smell alike. So of course, being Oud for greatness is going to have Oud in it. It's not a skanky Oud, it's not offensive. It's actually surprisingly fresh. It's got lavender in it, I suppose. Nutmeg, musk. It's pretty good. I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't expecting that. Even though everyone doesn't say it's a gourmand, when I look at that bottle, I think that's going to be quite a deep gourmand fragrance. This is surprisingly airy and surprisingly not light, because it does project, but it's not deep and fat and thick. But no, this is good, different, mysterious, which I suppose is what they're going. Right, so now we're going right back to the barbershop vibe. This is Beau de Jour. Yeah, this one is one of the more popular recent barbershop fragrances. Oh yeah, that is old school. It's meant to be kind of like a modern old school fragrance. Definitely getting heaps of lavender in there. It's got that typical quintessential old school fougere lavender. It's not bad though. It gets compared to Davidoff Zeno. I've never tried Davidoff Zeno. I've been thinking if I enjoyed this, I might see, because it's meant to be quite similar. I was going to see about getting Davidoff Zeno. I think off the back of this, if it does smell similar, this is classy lavender. I think it's quite rich in a weird way. When I think of rich things, I think of chocolate, where it's really kind of smooth and almost sickly. This is rich but lavender, punchy. It can probably get a bit much, so kind of go easy on the sprays, but I imagine this will last quite a while. Picking up, maybe not basil, maybe rosemary, maybe definitely patchouli. I've actually recently invested in a aroma diffuser, so I do like kind of trying to mix and match things. Mainly one of the reasons is, apart from just being quite a nice smell to go to sleep with, to kind of try and pick out some notes. Definitely picking out patchouli, lavender, the bit of mint, definitely rosemary, basil, that kind of green herby vibe. This is really nice. I imagine it will dry down to something really, really nice, really masculine. This is really, really masculine. Gentlemanly. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. This is good. This is good. I like barbershops. I'm coming over. I'm getting old. I'm liking barbershops. Nah, and to be fair, the fact that it's in the signature line means I've actually probably got a chance of owning the original, maybe. Still getting there for price range. Maybe not spending that much. Definitely wasn't on the private line though. Right, so I'm not going to lie to you. I've smelt these last three before. I've re-recorded this twice. Pain in the arse. Basically, all it was is Charmer, which is Sedley by Parfums de Marly. Now, I smelt this in Harvey Nichols. Absolutely fell in love with it. I didn't think it was a generic blue fragrance that everyone says it is. I know it's being reformulated. I thought it's got this, it's definitely got the blue vibe, got this cola bottles, like the Sweets fizzy cola bottle vibe to it. iris in the dry down, like a bit of a Dior Homme vibe. Like if Dior Homme had a blue flanker, that's kind of how I imagined it. Bit of incense in there. Really, really good stuff. Lasted all day, projected fantastically. The reviews were so bad I thought I smelt something different, so I had to make sure I got that, and I definitely think I've got the right one. I do have a sample of the original coming through, so I can cross-reference those two, which will be good. So the samples that I got were Oud Vanille, called Mounera in Perfume Parlour. Oud Vanille by Mounera, really nice kind of Middle Eastern vibe to it. Kind of reminds me of Rugba by Lattafa, but just better quality and a little bit skankier. Really nice fragrance. We then had Bodacia the Victorious Supreme, which had, it kind of smelled a little bit like Oud for Greatness, maybe with a bit of a Fougere vibe. It's kind of like if you mixed Oud for Greatness or Eminent Wood, because I have only smelt it about half an hour ago, and Beau de Jour, mixed those two together. That's kind of how I imagine they would smell. Kind of takes that Oud for Greatness DNA, kind of puts a Fougere spin on it. Really nice fragrance, so really, really classy stuff. And we had Spicy Java, which was Coffee Break by Xerjov. It was really spicy. Got this almost greenness to it. Really spicy, exotic spices. Ouds in there. Really peppery. Cinnamon, getting some clove, some nutmeg. Really good, really exotic, really spicy one. I think that one would be really good for the winter. I'm really excited trying all these. Once again, Perfume Parlour have smashed it out the park. They really are, in my opinion, the best in the game, especially for price. Not getting paid by them, I wish I was. However, if you want to use my link in the description, you can essentially log in, and if once you register, I will get a little bit of a bounce back from that. It's not much, I think it's more kind of discounts on my next batch of fragrances that I want to buy, which is even better than money. So thank you very much for watching the video. For about the 9th time tonight, I've been Lee from the Cologne Zone. Pleasure is always mine.